It's the Recruiting Roundup powered by Rock and Refuel Varsity. Scout.com's Jason Jewell. I'm Jared Cohen. We're already looking ahead to the 2015 season, what we're looking forward to, what we're expecting, and we're going to break down each individual position and what we're looking forward to. Starting with quarterbacks, Jason, 5 players to spotlight off the bat, starting with one guy finally getting the opportunity at Chandler High School.
Yeah, we're going to look at Mesa Miranda, a guy that head coach Sean Aguano said was one of his most favorite players that he's ever coached, and he's had a bunch of athletes over there. Mason already has multiple scholarship offers as an athlete. It's been offered by Boston College, by Colorado, and by UMass. He's been an all-section safety, but is now going to take over the reins at quarterback, and again, Guano's very high on Mason Miranda.
Just down the road at Basha High School, Ryan Kelly is just a sophomore, broke out onto the scene last year, and we're expecting him to get better and better.
Yeah, threw for almost 3,000 yards last year and has probably the most marquee offer right now of any quarterback in the state. Has an offer from Arizona State. He's a big kid. He's got a good arm, mobile, and it's crazy that he has 2 more years to play varsity football.
One of the most exciting quarterbacks that I got to watch in person last year was Daniel Bridgegat out of Paradise Valley. He's going to be a senior.
Yeah, I was at their game when they played Chaparral and upset them. He was very, very big last year, threw 41 touchdowns to only 9 interceptions. Recently took an unofficial visit to Colorado State. Thinks an offer could come from them pretty soon. UNLV, South Dakota State have also been in the mix. I'm a very big fan of Daniel Bridgegat.
A very talented quarterback out at Brophy High School, Cade Knox. They're expecting a lot out of him this season.
Yeah, a lot of the quarterbacks in the state are kind of those dual threat mobile quarterbacks. That's really not what Cade Knox is. He's a big, more pro-style pocket passer, similar to Kyle Allen, what he did a couple years ago at Desert Mountain, but he's a big kid. And Brophy has a bunch of young players coming up, and I think could have a very good season with Knox under center.
Kure Lyles over at Saguaro High School, defending state champion, had a great season with a lot of talent around him. It's really going to be his team now. He's going to be taking the leadership role.
Yeah, I know Jason Mons over Saguaro is very high on Kure. Thinks he's going to have a very good season, get heavily recruited. Right now, he does not have a scholarship offer, but with Mons and has said that his recruiting he thinks is going to take off.
We're calling this next quarterback the riser. Nash Greer out at Marcos Deniza had a great sophomore year last year.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw Naz was last summer at NAU's Passing League tournament. I was up in the dome, I was in the stands, I was watching, and former Marcos head coach Roy Lopez told me, he goes, that kid's going to be special. And I was able to meet him after, and he hadn't done anything yet last year. And then going into what he did last season was just tremendous. Lopez picked it. He threw for over 3,000 yards and had a very good season, and I think he's only going to be a junior. He's the kid that's going to rise and could end up being one of the top recruits in the state of Arizona.
There's a lot of great quarterbacks that have graduated that were seniors. Chandler, Bryce Perkins. We talked about Mason Miranda. Pinnacles, Brian Lewerke off of Michigan State. We're talking new era quarterbacks, and there's a new era of quarterback play at Hamilton next season.
Yeah, Travis Lockhart's going to take over full-time under center. Steve Bellis and Hamilton's kind of used to this, starting kids just for their senior season. Kyron Poe is up at NAU. James Sosinski last year. Blake Kemp, who's at East Carolina. He's used to this. Now this is going to be Lockhart's team, and I think this is a name that's going to be more of a household name later on in the season.
Yeah, they worked him in at different times throughout the year alongside James Sosinski, so it's Lockhart's job now. And finally, Jason, our breakout quarterback for the 2015 season is going to be
Jack Smith at Mountain Point. He just moved here. His dad got the head coach baseball job at Arizona State. So Norris Vaughn called me up and said that he thinks is one of the best athletes he's ever had. Said he can 360 dunk. He's going to be able to do some different things on offense. Mountain Point's used to running the football, and Norris says they're not going to go away from that. But he said that Smith adds a different dimension to what they can do offensively.
Jason, it's just a 5-minute show. There's still plenty of other names that we want to make sure that we mention are guys that we're really excited to see next season.
Yeah, guys, don't kill me, but there's Chase Court. I'm a big fan of. Preston Guerra, Gunther Johnson, Justice Somerset, Alex Farina, Balaam Markridge, Easton Palomino, all guys I'm very high on. And then look at Teron Thomas at Desert Edge, all very good football players that we'll spotlight as we continue to break down the 2015 season.
And I'm also very interested to see what happens at Higley High School. Mason Crossland and Tyler Bloom coming off that ACL injury. It's going to be quite the quarterback battle. We'll see it in spring ball coming up in just a few weeks. Great quarterbacks across the board throughout the state of Arizona. And as Jason mentioned, we'll spotlight more and more as the season gets closer and closer. Until next time, that's Jason Jewell. I'm Jared Cohen. This has been the Recruiting Roundup, powered by Rock and Refuel Varsity.